Hey, what's up YouTube? Dan the Fix-It Man. Got another quick video here for you. If you've got a Honda or an Acura with a security alarm or a horn that keeps going off randomly and waking up your neighbors and waking you up at all hours of the night, hopefully I can show you what's going on and help you fix that problem. So when this happened to us, I mean, we were literally ready to get rid of this vehicle just because of that annoying alarm and the horn just kept going off. We were done with it. I just did not want to deal with it anymore. But after doing a little bit of reading, a little bit of research online, I found out how easy it is to fix. And so I just wanted to pass along that information to you as well. Now, a few things that can cause your alarm to go off is low battery voltage, a battery that's starting to go bad, or even the battery in your key fob could be going bad. That could be causing the alarm to also go off. But the most common is going to be this hood latch. It's got a little sensor in there. Sometimes it won't make a good connection or a good contact, so the car still thinks that the hood is somewhat open. And when a car drives by, or when a little gust of wind, or even just a temperature change can cause that to move, or move just enough to where it will set off the alarm and the horn will start honking. Now, you'll know you have this issue if when you go to lock your vehicle and you press the lock button, you won't hear the horn honk or the little chirp, depending on which vehicle or model you have, and you won't see the little side markers flash. If your hood is closed and it's doing this, that's how you know you have the issue. So right there, lock, and we press it again. We don't have the side marker flash and we don't have the beep. That's how you know you do have an issue. So if it's not chirping and you don't see the side markers flash when you go to lock it, the most common problem is the hood latch sensor, but it could be one of the other sensors that are in each of the doors. All of the doors have a little door latch sensor. Now, the alarm relies on all of those sensors so that it knows if there's an issue with the door or with the hood or the rear lift gate or the trunk, depending on your vehicle. Those sensors can go bad on any of the doors or even the lift gate in the back, but this one is the most common to go bad because it's the most exposed. It's in an environment that's exposed to more moisture, road grime and whatnot, and it can get gunked up and not move. There's just a little metal arm. It's very small. I'll show you a close-up here in a minute, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to change. Now, this is on a 2017 Acura MDX, but this will be the same process for an Odyssey or a Pilot. The hood latch might be a slightly different design, so look that up or make sure you get the right part. That's our part number 74120-TZ5-A03. Now, before I take off the old one, I just want to show you here on the new part what the issue is. So here's our little connector down here, this little 2-pin connector. Now, you might be able to fix your existing latch. So this would probably be easier if I took this spring off, and I'll show you on the old one when I get it out. But this little switch right here has a little metal arm, and you see how that just pushes down. And what happens is if it doesn't close all the way and you lock the car, you walk away, just a breeze or something pushing on the hood or anything at all, even a vehicle driving by, can cause that to move or sense some sort of a disturbance, and the car thinks that someone's trying to open the hood, and it will cause the alarm to go off. Now, to get to this, we do need to take off this little plastic engine cover. It's attached with little plastic snaps, but if you just kind of pull up, you can unsnap it. Just kind of follow those snaps around. So you kind of just need to go around this little latch part right here, and we'll set this out of the way. All right, so here's the latch. You can see it's just held on by these 3 10mm bolts, and then we have the cables here. Looks like a kind of like a bike cable, but this one here is connected to the front lever here, and then this one is our hood release. But we also have the electrical connector, which is on the other side. So if I get down here. Now, there's the electrical connector right here. I'm going to just connect this first, just kind of squeeze in on that tab and pull that out. All right, then we can take out these 3 10mm bolts. I don't know if we can get down to that bottom one. Nope. The last one here, I'm just going to use a little box end 10mm. Let's take this off. There we go. So here's the latch. We just need to disconnect these little cables here. And what I'm going to do is this one here first. See if I can just twist that around. That was easy enough. And then this little plastic piece should just slide out of here. Okay. And then for this one here on this side, let's just see if we can slide it out first. There's just that little metal ball. If we could just rotate that around the right direction. There we go. So we're free. What I did the other day, I actually came in here, took this out, took off this spring, and I just worked that back and forth several times. Just to make it easier, I took this spring off temporarily. And then there you can see that right there is our culprit. I just kind of came in here, wiggled this around many times, enough to get that switch to work. I guess it worked somewhat because the problem stopped happening. You can see right there, see where it's hitting this little contact. You can maybe just take some pliers, needle nose, and bend that up a little bit more so it's pushing down with more force. But you can see right there, see I'm still able to push that quite a bit. So I think if you bend that, that would probably fix this issue as well. Since I bought the new part, I'm just gonna go ahead and put it on, but just wanted to show you that. I believe right there is the issue. You can see it's not even pushing it all the way down, not making complete contact, or it's not fully closing. So let's get the new one and put it in. Installation is basically the reverse of removal. This cable goes over here on this side, and we just kind of have to fish that down and around until it pops up through here, and that just snaps into place. And then this cable here on the front side, that's easy enough just to slide through there, and also just snap that into that little slot right there. You'll feel a little snap when it locks in place. Here's our little connector. I guess that's easier to do before I mount it back in. That's all I'm going to do is just connect that by clipping that together, and that's good. And then we just need to put those 3 bolts in. Just going to get them all started here real quick. You can see how the holes in these are all somewhat oval, and that allows you to align this latch. What I'm going to do is just match it up where the old one was. You can see where the kind of the wear mark and the paint, and that's what I'm going to do my best just to put it right back where it was. And tighten those down. This side I think I need to go up a little bit. There we go, that looks a lot better. That looks like it's pretty well lined up compared to where the old one was. All right, now we can put this plastic cover back on. If you have any broken clips, like this one here broke off, this one had come out, I'm just gonna slide it in through here and to the end. So this can now go back on. I'm gonna order a few more of these clips, but for right now, I'm gonna put the cover back on. It should hold it in place. If you look underneath, you can kind of verify that they're lined up before you press down to snap them in place. You're less likely to break clips that way. See, that one there is lined up. That looks good. Again, this is the broken one, so we're not gonna feel a click there. But that's enough to hold it in place for right now until we get a few more of those replacement clips ordered. One quick mention on this latch, you can see that it already comes pre-greased from the factory. That's why it's sealed in that bag. But you also want to make sure that this has not been accidentally closed or clicked shut. So you can verify that this should be up like this in the unlatched position before we close the hood. All right, now let's verify that the hood will close. Just check our alignment. Perfect. And let's hit the lock button now. When you push it the second time, the marker light flashes and we got a beep. So when you get the beep or the horn honk in certain models, you know that it's working correctly. So in our case, that was the issue, is this stupid little sensor right here. If you want to test the sensor and verify that it's working, you can do a little continuity test. When the sensor is open, it should have no continuity. When it's closed, it should have continuity. Easy enough to test if you do want to try to reuse this. Depending on your make and model, you might have a slightly different design, but most Hondas and Acuras are using the same little sensor here in the hood latch. Again, you might be able to mess with this a little bit, clean that up, and or bend the little arm here and cause it to push down a little bit better, because it's possible that it's just out of adjustment. In my case, I didn't want to chance it, so I just went with the new latch and put that in, and I'm happy I did. Everything seems to be working great. I'll update the video if I have any issues, but I hope that that new latch will last at least as long as this one did, maybe 5 or 6 years, and that's fine. But if you've got this issue and your horn is honking right now, I'm hoping that this video is helpful to you. I know on older models, they say that you can disconnect that and just drive and leave it like that, and it should be fine. So that might be your fix, is just disconnecting this. However, on this 2017, for example, by disconnecting this little connector, which is the first thing that I tried, we got the warning light on the dash that said that the hood was open, and we also woke up the next morning and our battery was dead. So somehow this caused a parasitic draw or a parasitic drain on the battery. It may have just not let the car go to sleep. Just a heads up, if you do try that and your battery dies, that might be what's causing that. So if you have to, you can just disconnect the negative terminal on the battery, which is what I did until I could get this. And you're done. I hope you liked the video. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you don't mind. That does help me out. I'll get a link in the description to some of the parts and tools used in the video as well. Thanks so much for watching, and good luck.